I'm Daniel, the past life regressionist, and it's time to begin.
Lift off and the clock has started.
3, 2, 1. This is Timeless Spirituality. Enjoy Eternity Time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Timeless Spirituality. This is the next episode in the Somehow I Made It Through miniseries. This is where I interview individuals about the darkest moments of their lives and how they ended up finding purpose in those moments of darkness. And this episode today is one where, resilience doesn't even scratch the surface. I have my friend Ritu on, and she's from India. And her story is, I'm hesitant to use the word remarkable because I think that sugarcoats it a little too much, but it's almost unfathomable what she's had to go through. And I'm just so happy that she's made it through and that she's here today. And it's something else. And one of the reasons I also wanted to have Ritu on to share her story was because I think it's important to see that no matter where you are in the world, a lot of these stories are universal. And I think that really shows in today's episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And Ritu has recently posted on social media about some health struggles that she's been going through. And again, resilience doesn't even scratch the surface with her. She's storming through. So I'm sure she'd love to hear from you guys. And you can reach her on Instagram at It's How You Are Seeing It. And I'm going to include that in the show notes. So yeah, she's something else. So I just want to thank Ritu for coming on and sharing her story. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. So with all of that said, if you would like to book a regression with me to discover who, when, and where you have been throughout time, you can reach me on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist or my website, thepastliferegressionist.com. And now, you know what time it is. Ritu, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Been good. Slightly tired, but yeah, it's been good. So far, so good.
It's a bit of a time difference for us. It's
Huge.
About 11 in the morning for me right now and 11:30 p.m. for you. Well,
yeah,
11:48 p.m. So it's 11:18 a.m. for me because, time is a big thing on the show. So I better be specific with the time. So yeah, there's a 12 and a half hour time difference.
You wanted to be that specific about time.
It's true. Yeah. So yeah, specificity is important here. Anyways, now that my goober phase is over, are you ready for the first question?
Yes.
What is your favorite song about time and why? And also my hands are going up for the guessing game.
Each time we try to define time, it's anywhere waste. And then you're stuck between 5 minutes to save the world and 25 minutes too late. So whenever I think of time, it's such a paradox. It's funny. It is pulling you on one side. It is teaching you on the other. It lasts only when you attach a story to it. Otherwise, it just is. So yeah, that's time. It doesn't matter, but it is.
So no favorite song about time.
I just said the song. There were 2 songs.
Oh, wait,
you missed it.
What were the 2?
There's a song called 5 Minutes to Save the World with Justin Timberlake and Madonna.
Well, who was the other one?
Madonna.
Okay. And the other song?
25 Minutes Too Late by MLTR, Michael Lester Rock.
I have no idea. I've never heard either
25
song.
minutes too late. Really?
Yeah, I thought, well, I guess since I haven't heard those songs before, and when we've talked before, you get very philosophical. So I guess it just sounded like you were being philosophical there, like 25 minutes to. I'm like, okay, she's talking about time. She's like Socrates standing up in front of the crowd right now. So I'm put my hands down because I have no idea.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing with your hands all this while?
Oh yeah, I put those up so you see that that I'm not typing anything in, like, really quick. 15 minutes to.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are these hand gestures? All these like alien movements who are also trying to like show me what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, it's just so you see I'm not cheating. That's it. I take the integrity of this game very seriously.
I see that.
All right.
So yeah, that's time.
I'm gonna have to listen to those. So thank you for introducing me to those with the philosophical titles, which really probably aren't that philosophical. But anyways, as everyone will see from the conversation we're going to have, you'll understand by the end. Like, okay, he's not completely off of his rocker. Anyways, are you ready for the next question?
Let's do this.
What do you believe in?
Daniel, whenever somebody asks me about belief, I think belief is formed over a period of time when you go on attending to a certain feeling and then you start acting on it. And then it becomes like a belief system for you. When I see life through all that has been, all that has happened, I've realized that whatever has stayed consistent can be called as a belief system. The rest are like transient observations that you're going through. And this kind of struck to me about a year and a half back when I realized that as a child, there was a certain thing I wanted from the world with my limited knowledge of the world. And by the time I'm here today, when I'm probably going to be 40 in 2 years, that one wish hasn't changed. It's simply been that when I leave the world, I believe that there should be a little more love in it than it has. And I think, that's what I believe in, that there's a lot of opportunity for all of us to coexist while accepting our differences, while knowing that on the material plane, it's not all going to be hunky-dory. But how we do it, we could have a different behavior format to it, where love is not about, it's not about the songs, the poetry, the jazz, essentially, but it's integrity, it is empathy, it's understanding, it's taking that pause. It's like doing things with much more conscious effort, because somebody else's sorrow is directly hitting you and you're not even realizing that you're becoming a part of it. So that's what I believe in, a little more love. I think we're all do with that.
I heard a song title in there too.
Oh, you do?
I heard How We Do It. So then, of course, I thought, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I don't know if that's necessarily a song about time, but okay. And look, that was beautiful. I think that was such a thought-provoking response to a very ambiguous question. I think ultimately what it shows is that a belief system is tailored to the individual. That it doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, I believe in X, Y, and Z. That is my doctrine. That is what I follow. But it's something that may not even be in the here and now. So I think that was great.
But I do believe in it. And I've been trying to put a book together with just like human stories, where you see how when you include the third principle, how and output changes, how it's always not cause and effect. I mean, it is cause and effect, but you could alter the effects. You have those tools, like if you just calm the fuck down.
I'm still working on that one.
Yeah, most of the world is. So am I. Yeah. That's how you don't get so much work done, because you're also procrastinating in the same breath.
Yeah. All right. I got to stay focused now because there's so many different directions we can go in, but we have some
That's true.
meaty stuff to talk about today. And I just realized that kind of harkens back to a conversation we had, no pun intended, with the meaty there. Because, yeah. Anyways, Ritu was just telling me about, she saw cows flying at one point when she was younger. And
That's true.
I mean, there's more to that story, but okay. So are you ready for the next question?
Yes.
Who is Ritu?
I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. Because with every passing day, you just get to know yourself even more microscopically. Like each time you want to hold anything which is an absolute belief system, it comes crashing down like a house of cards. Like universe has this strange way of telling you that you actually not are anything. So each time when I say who is Ritu, it's like, okay, which Ritu am I talking about? Like there are so many of them. So how do I ever define myself in just like specifics? So yeah, I really don't know. I don't have an answer to that yet.
Fair enough. So there's a new game I'm playing now for the next question. We have some options here. And the question is, how have you grown in? And I'm going to pull out a very handy dandy card here as I shuffle it around for the dramatic effect. As you can see, I'm not holding anyone specifically, so the game is not rigged. I maintain the integrity of this game as well. So
I just hope it's ADHD friendly so that I remember details in that timeline.
So how have you grown in the past month?
Where are we? 17th October, 17th September. Oh, I just finished designing a house for a friend, which I did not see coming. So that happened out of the blue. And in the middle of that, I had a beautiful incident, which obviously involved lack of judgment on terms of human behavior on my part. And it had consequences. So, which took me about like 6 hours of a day to be completely inflamed by it, bodily, mentally, for it to take over until I had to like literally like do like, okay, it's 2 inhales and 1 exhale, and let's do this and let's get this out of my system. So that was one key moment where I felt triggered after a really long time last month. While in the middle of it, I was trying to like create something arty and also make a living. Yeah. So I think the fact that it took few hours and not a week, that's all I see as growth. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the growth component of, if I'm hearing you correctly, what took you a few hours to feel and get over may have taken you a much longer time previously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I think that's great. So I guess there's anticipation on my part also, because you've told me some of your story already, so I kind of understand what's to come. And as we previously spoke about, this is a new experience for me talking about this topic on the show. So I'm like a fish out of water, because this is only the second episode that I've recorded so far in this vein.
Okay.
So I'm still learning. So I'm going to have to pull up even my cheat sheet questionnaire here. Why are you speaking out about mental health?
Because it all starts in the mind. It all starts in the mind. I guess this time when I took lesser time to get over this episode was probably because of something that happened in the past 3 years in my life, 3 to 4 years in my life, which kind of gave me a lot of perspective that you can't be responsible of other people's opinions of you. Because at the end of the day, you're not affected by the person. The person is holding a certain opinion about you and hence acting in a certain way as per the story that they've told about you in their head. So when that has happened, you can't be wasting precious years in your human body to cry about something that actually doesn't matter. When you look back into it, when you backtrack, you realize each and every aspect of your life is as per the story that you've told around it, the picture you've drawn around it. And your body is constantly talking and nobody's listening. Your body stores so much emotions and you're going through a journey of sickness. You're going through a journey of overall, degenerated gene quality. Because you're not listening to your mind, you're not listening inside, you're not listening to your body. It's always telling you that your time on this planet in the human body is very, very limited. You can be one consciousness and infinity and all of it. It's great. You've gone through like multiple births. But each birth has to be done with the dignity that it deserves. And it starts with the body, and the body is taking a toll for all of your mental madness. It's a beautiful planet in spite of all its oddities, in spite of all that we complain about, cry about, try to be spiritual about. But it starts at the ground, at the base foundation, which is your body. And if I have to save the body to experience this world, I have to save the mind, which is perceiving what it's perceiving. So that's where, you just get in because you've seen so many patterns of human behavior across different races, cultures, countries, widely divisive as our borders would want us to know. It's not difficult to communicate without language. There are certain base emotions we all know that is happening at a mass scale globally. So imagine what is your cumulative health index that comes down drastically. We're going to be having more upset people. More upset people are going to upset more people. It's just one vicious cycle. Like, do we need that? You don't. There is a way one can live probably slightly better. Like nobody's saying like equality for all. It would not happen. That's not nature to begin with. So there will be duality. There will be disparity. It's not going to be like a hunky-dory world. But if you're going to get fucked, then you might as well get fucked in a good way, right? Why do you have to make the process so painful?
Let's talk a little bit about your story. I just want to hand the reins over to you because when you told me your story, well, let me start off by telling the audience what I told you. So you live in India. You were born and raised in India. And I live in the West Coast of the United States in California, Los Angeles. So I always had a view of what India was. And my dad went on a trip there for business back in 1996. And when he told me about what he saw, it was, one, it made me appreciate what I had in many respects. But he talked about the drive from the airport to the hotel. And, he talked about what was going on in the streets, which, I'll let you cover. But that was 27 years ago. And I had this picture in my mind of what India was based off of what my dad told me and just what I've seen elsewhere. But what I never took the time to think about and consider was what was happening in the homes that were located on those streets. I never thought about that because all I thought about was the picture that was presented to me of what the world saw. But I think it's something that's universal, that we don't know what goes on behind four walls. mean, there are stories that are played out inside of homes that we have no idea what's going on there. And that's not to say it's not, nefarious or anything like that, but we see things from the outside. So having that conversation with you, it brought that world to life for me in a way that I had never experienced before, thought about, because I had never talked to someone who lived in one of those homes. So one of the reasons I wanted to have you on to talk about your experience growing up in, especially with mental health, is because it is universal. And I believe that your story can resonate with someone in the southern states of the United States or in Canada or in Europe, because I think it's something that goes on everywhere. It's just that the exterior surroundings may look different. And with that, oftentimes what I find with a lot of my clients who came from a more privileged upbringing is whenever they're talking about the things that they went through, they're always saying something to the effect of, but, I had it good growing up, so I have nothing to complain about. Well, maybe you were provided for and you didn't have to worry about where your next meal was going to come from, which I'm sure, like, I never had to experience that. So I'm sure that in and of itself brings a heaviness that I can't even fathom. But what I also tell them is just because, well, something that was brought up to me when I was a child, and I'm sure many other children, is there's starving children in Africa. Whenever something would come up, I'd be told, well, there's starving children in Africa. And my feeling is, well, I'm sorry that there are starving children in Africa, but I still had a bad day. So I feel bad for the starving children in Africa. But why does that mean that my day wasn't bad? So
you can't be infantilizing your emotions because somebody else is starving.
Exactly. And that's why I just feel it's so important to have a voice like yours here to share your story, is because while what everyone's about to hear, I will never know, so knock on wood, I will never know what that's like. But one thing's for damn sure, I will never know in this life what it was like to grow up in the setting that you did. I will never know that. And that's a good thing. I'm happy for that. No offense at all. But
yeah,
so,
I hear you.
Like, I guess it's my way of also telling everyone, just because your circumstances from the outside may not have appeared to be as horrific as what you're about to hear, it doesn't invalidate your experience. Whatever you experienced as a child, just see, it's good that she could laugh about this.
I love it.
But I hope that no one finds themselves comparing themselves to you and say, well, I've got nothing to complain about because I didn't grow up in that. No, your struggles are real. It's just different. So
yeah.
you
We just got different things to do, buddy.
just very different. Very, very, very different. But it's universal.
You learn it regardless. Your the way it expresses to you might be in a completely different way, but to not be mistaken, it's going to come for each one of us.
So with that, as we speak in a jolly manner at this point, as I'm sure it's going to somber out a bit now, you have the floor. What's your story?
So I grew up in a place, I was born in Calcutta in India, which has a historical background of it being the epicenter of the freedom struggle. There's been a lot of partitions, a lot of political history and cultural history attached with that place. My parents are from Calcutta. I mean, actually, they're literally from East Pakistan, which is like Bangladesh. Their parents had probably moved post-partition. So there is a mixed culture of apparent knighthood and titles and stark reality that I never got to grow up in Calcutta. I grew up straight in the neighboring state of Bihar. So while all this literature and, culture, blah, 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 was being glorified as by my mother while she was trying to raise me in Bihar, there were dead bodies falling outside. Bihar has been notorious for its crime in a very, very nonchalant way. So as a child, while you're trying to be doe-eyed in a missionary convent school where you're praying to Jesus on your feet, and while there's a proper division in the class where, the privileged look a certain way, the middle class has its own struggles, and then you have the poorer kids who anyway have given up on their status. And yet how, the teacher is coming and how there is differentiation in behavior. You observe all these tiny, tiny details of contrast in social behavior, how there is people pleasing, how there are divides in the society, how people can kill each other pretty blatantly and be very non-apologetic about it, can be compensated with money instantly. Human life is as good as the last chewing gum that you had, probably. And in the middle of all of it, your mom is trying to teach you literature. She's trying to tell you the world is this beautiful place. You should excel in exams. You should be a good, obedient girl. You should not question the system. While when you see her own interaction with my father, or, when essentially as a child, when you can see your mother vent and you see the topics that she picks up, and then you know the person that she is. As time went, you realize that these battles are not their own battles. They're fighting concepts with each other. And then from an atomic state, you see it multiplying as around. And I think when you see death at an early age as a child, even pre-puberty, where, before your hormones go awry and you have these really colorful notions about life, when you see things for as they are before puberty hits you, you see life for what it is. And you do see death as the only unalterable truth in a physical body. Everything else is fleeting. So while I was growing up in that space, and I went through my first abuse, and my mother asked me to keep my mouth shut. And it was my neighbor, whose wife she was friends with. And when I went and told my mother, she told me that I should not be talking about it outside because the friend has asked for forgiveness. So you understand very early that you are born to a parent who is trying so hard to be a good parent as per the societal norms, which would ensure a place to fit in, whichever strata it is. But there is an urge to fit in, and so that you can be called a respectable person in the society, actually has no idea of the pain that I'm going through. She has no idea of my perception of the world, how I'm seeing the world, how while she is so hell-bent on teaching me something, the fact that you have a child, you have a responsibility of molding the clay, which means you have to spend time with the clay, not just tell the clay to mold on its own while like, hey, I'm giving you heat from here. Why don't you make something out of it? So when you observe that your mother, your first primary womb connection, or your parents are caught between a battle of survival, societal acceptance, the denial of the fact that life need not be fatalistic. They are in complete ignorance of the fact that whatever drama is happening, it's directly being affected by the government, which is in power. Because there is a huge aspect of money in all of this, in any fight that happens, because it gives you power. And the more power you have, you're more insecure because you don't know when you're going to lose it. Then you see that happening in households, in fights, not just in governance. And you see this really elusive, full of power, while you see the absolute, unignorable dead. So I stayed there in Bihar for about 13 years. I would not say that abuse did not happen any further. It did. So I guess I figured it out long enough that I have to fend for myself. Like nobody's going to look out for me and I'm going to look out for myself. Yeah, that's how life happened. And I think then it's been puberty, some phenomenal relationships from where I learned absolutely nothing apart from the fact that I was trying to run away from my mother. And finally, when life at 38, where I've like traveled and lived in so many cities all over the place, doing multiple kinds of things, and like which has ranged from filmmaking, now designing homes, trying to set up a company. But yeah, in all of that, I think the only story that has kind of been constant is like what I told you in the belief system. I still believe that the things that I went through as a child, where I saw my parents fight, my mom hitting me practically with everything, having her own anger management issues, while having her breakdowns herself. My dad was barely present. I had a younger brother later on. My fights with my mother and the system, essentially. I realized I was not fighting my mother, I was fighting system. I was fighting a school of thought. That became so hard that I did contemplate taking my life. And the first two times it was pretty benign. And by the third time, when I tried taking my life, it was so well planned that it could not have not gone wrong without a divine intervention. I have a brother, and each time I wanted to take my life and not actually want to kill my mother because probably, it had gone that mad. I was like, no, somebody else cannot suffer because of what I feel for her. Like, he has a right to live. I don't know what I was wrong with me and her. That doesn't mean it's going to be wrong with him and her. So I can kill myself. I can remove myself from the equation. And the third time, when I like properly planned it, I still remember I partied the fuck out the week before. And then I went to this Chinese cafe, ordered some manchow soup, figured how to, get the signature of my doctor, because you wouldn't get it without a prescription. So you did the whole forgery. And you're looking like how fool your system, that they don't even like cross-check. They saw it and they gave it. And I was like, even before I'm dying, I'm like, is this the system I was trying to save? Like, they're so daft. And then I go back. I have about 150 pills. I take 2 bottles of water. I was like, okay, this has been a great life. This is all going to be over and it's going to be chill. And everybody can live in peace. And that is the day my brother walks in, who never comes into my room, and throws a fit at why I'm not waking up. Then for the next 7 days, I was sleeping because I was staying at the hospital and all of that. But when I came back, I think that's when I realized that living might be really, really tough, but it'll be probably slightly more tougher than all of this effort that I went in just to die. And then I was alive. So like, you know what? Let's do life. So yeah, that's how my childhood started.
How old were you at that point?
17?
Now, was this before or after the health struggles that we talked about?
That is in between.
Are you comfortable talking about the health struggles?
Yeah, totally.
So what came up there?
When I was in my mom's womb, I had convulsions. Then when I popped out, I had an epileptic attack around, I think first in 91, something happened, and then it kind of had a relapse in 94. And I was on epilepsy medication. That went on for a really long time. Then, like I said, I chose to live after trying to kill myself a couple of times. And when I chose to live, I'd also left my mom literally physically. She was in Calcutta and I was in Bombay. I'd moved to Bombay and I had started life knowing that, oh shit, I have to take independent decisions. And, I'm an adult and I've got to do this shit. And I'm like, what, 22, 23. So I joined a film post-production company. I don't want to name it. And it's hectic level of work. So it would be like I was working on Bollywood films in the day, and at night you're reporting to London, Vancouver, LA at 3 different timings and 3 different set of egos. Like it's eventually an ego management job of others and yourself. And you're young and you think, yes, I've left home and, I'm going to be the next Wolf of Wall Street and, I'm going to kill it. And it kills you. It just literally kills you. So I was literally working 24 hours a day and surviving on tons of coffee. I was smoking endlessly. I had my own ego of perfection with the job. I had to prove so many goddamn fucking points to myself that others, like a tiger is roaring down, getting job done, and you're kicking it. I was watching a movie after some 7 days of constant pushing my buttons of performance. And in between, I think a few minutes before the interval, I started feeling. So the left side of my body is completely wrong. My right side is completely normal. It's like there are 2 different entities. So you're trying to figure it out all on your own because there's been like hyper independence after any trauma. So you're like, no, I'm not going to tell anyone that something weird is happening and I think I need a help. So I'm going on drinking water and my body is taking the water as if like we're in Sahara or, you're in Dubai. It's dry. Your body is dry. It's just taking in water. So gradually, while I'm watching the movie, and I've also finished the movie, so you also have a little bit of attention there while your body is going numb gradually from the left side. So it's gone from temperature to pain to a certain numbness. My right side is completely fine. I have come out of the theater. I've told my colleague that, okay, we have to get back to work. But I just wanted to stop at a medical store on the way. So he's like, it's June, it's a hot month. So maybe, it's the AC and coming out and stepping out and all of it. It's giving your body mixed signals. You're probably catching a viral. So I very bravely go and get myself a coffee. And the moment I had first sip, I realized what a big idiot you are. Because that's like the recipe for harakiri. The first sip of coffee, and I knew that, okay, something massive is happening. I remember I just poured the coffee. And now this point from where the theater is to where my office is, you have to cross a jungle in between. So you have a toll point, then you have a jungle, you cross the jungle, and then there is office. So meanwhile, my friend's driving, and as we crossed the toll point and the jungle started, my nails have started going inside the car seat because something is happening which you don't know what it is. Gradually, it reaches a point where it feels like somebody's holding your heart. It's clenched into their fist, and they're pulling it from your back. They're not even like pulling it forward. So you're like, ugh. So your breath, the pace at which you get your breath is slowly lessening down. All the ideas, the expansion of thought, and all of that we believe in is diminishing because you're struggling for just a breath. And this was the time you did not want to die. And here was death staring at your fucking face.
So just to spell it out for everyone right now, you were having a heart attack.
Yes.
And how old were you at the time?
24.
So you had a heart attack at 24.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I wanted to make that very clear for everyone that you weren't speaking in metaphors. You were having a heart attack at 24 years old.
This is happening. Yeah. This was happening. This was literally what my body was going through. Yeah.
And then what happened?
till, I think, until the point it actually happened. I was trying to save it till the last breath. I exactly knew the people whom I did not love or the people who did not love me, people whom I actually loved and have never really told all of it. Your truth is like right in front of you, right? You can't fake it there. You just can't. Like all of your inhibitions, concepts, everything is gone. It's come to a breath. Your entire body is putting all it has out there to just get one fucking breath. So I remember coming out of the car and falling face flat on a gunny bag, which has kind of saved my face till date, that gunny bag. And actually, I was in the hospital. I wake up next afternoon and apparently I was stating numbers, which were of roto shots, like the certain shots that need to be worked on. So the cleanup jobs were left. So you remember short numbers at the back of your head. So when you're coming back to this reality again, you've
So you came back to post-production.
I came back to post-production. So that happened. And that's when the doctor announced that it was not a panic attack. And he's a doctor and I should take his analysis with much more seriousness. And my boss said that you need a break. And I did not like that feeling. It kind of, I think that's, it kind of dramatically did 50% of the job of understanding that the body doesn't give a fuck about what your mind is thinking. The day it decides to flip, it's going to flip. So your time is really, really limited on this planet. So yeah, that was my heart attack with my studying of it. That's what it taught me.
I remember when you told me that, it took me a couple seconds. Like you kept going on the story. I was like, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Did you just say you had a heart attack when you were 24? You said yes so casual. I was like, oh, okay. And this is after you told me about your upbringing. And I'm just, what?
I guess you're times too blessed to be too fucked.
Like, what? I can't even imagine what that must have been like, which, leads me to my next question, which is, what was the turning point for you? Like that point when you really decided to use not only wanting to leave the earth, but then the subsequent heart attack and being caught in this perpetual cycle of go, 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 got to live for nothing, go, 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 go. How did you find purpose in all of that?
That's a great question. Because I've not ever talked about it to anyone, how it has actually occurred. So I've gone through a couple of relationships in my life, and these have been long relationships, these have been fleeting relationships. I like to see the good in people, and which is also a personal belief system which can fuck you up in the ass so fucking royally because you don't want to accept the duality and the fact that there is dark matter, there is shit that exists and, you can't, it's not acrylic pour on a black canvas that you're going to like put white and it's all going to be like really bright. And this man or this mother whom you can't change will not change because that's their spells. So when I went through all these relationships, I think I learned nothing about love. I knew it was easy to love animals. It was easy to love strangers, but to love your own while having your boundaries, while letting them grow, or the fact that they won't even be your own, like you won't get to own them. And I truly learned about love when I was not in a relationship, where I put myself into this process. It started with isolation in this celibacy and all the textbook penances. And you realize that why aren't you trying to do all of it? And, you try to be that great student of spirituality and celibacy and isms and all of it. Your gut is constantly telling you that the person that you're doing it for is an asshole. And you're like, no, there is power in the Delulu. And you're going for it. And each time my gut was right, and you hear that I told you so, information about this particular situation, I would be put right in the center of it, time and again, time and again. Like there was a proper pattern recognition that one could do about the fact that when you pedestalize somebody, you don't love them. You cannot, then you're separate from them. And the fact, whatever you're liking in somebody else is an aspect of you which is resonating and it's right in front of you. So, do you love them or do you love yourself loving them? So, if you can spend that much time on somebody else and that level of dedication and discipline and commitment, when all you're getting is walls all over, then it's not the problem with the person. Then there is something you are pouring in the wrong container. So let's start by, just like cutting all ties, whether it's a relationship format or whether it's this esoteric format. And let's just start spending time with yourself, with your fallacies, with your flaws, with your shortcomings. Because you realize no matter what you do for people, we humans are such a funny race with our current mental health graph, whether it's, now we have names, we have ADHD, we have narcissism, we have BPDs. Earlier, you just know you were fucked.
I put that on a bumper sticker.
Yeah, but people will still go on with life, right? There is, like, as much we're saying we're evolved and, we're futuristic, as many problems as I have with the kind of environment I got as a child, I would still go back and, totally treasure those old school moments because there were also good moments in there. There were moments of pause. You would wait for the telephone to ring. You would write letters. Your food it was not a life of instant gratification. You had time to spend in the nature. There was nature always available to you just to be. So when you realize that you're actually very blessed with the kind of transitory times that you've been in, and if you don't get webbed in, you can actually utilize a lot of your mental bandwidth to do things that you love doing and that pays you as well. And when you're happy, you can make, and when you're happy, when you're holistically happy, and I mean at all levels, you know you have a financial discipline to maintain, you have a physical discipline to maintain, you have a mental discipline to maintain. You just have to do that. That, if you do it right, will practically take up all your day. And I think that's what has been one of the biggest turning points in the last couple of years. I learned love without being in a relationship, and it taught me how to do life.
Well, I mean, one, I think that you're serving. I'm sorry to take the pedestal now and put myself on it. No, but you're serving as a perfect mirror for me in seeing how I'm learning about my communication style through you right now. I think really what you're saying is the turning point for you and where you found purpose is when you started to live for you.
Yeah. Like it's that simple. Like, when you anyway go through a geographical glitch, then there is a mental glitch in the parental upbringing. Then there is a glitch in the system in terms of gender dynamics. Then there is a glitch in your concept of love and society. So just to figure out the glitches, you've already been depleted of so much energy all your life. And then whatever remaining it is, you want to put somebody else on a pedestal, whether it's a god, whether it's a human, whether it's your dog, whether it's a thought. which obviously means you want to overcompensate for something which you think you don't have in you otherwise. And it would only come from that specific source. While when you're just still and doing your thing, you're not trying hard, you're not like, chasing something, better things happen to you. Things which are more vibrationally a match for you. And then like, oh shit, so, like this is what the universe was trying to protect me from. Okay, I like this shit, which is good.
Do you have any final messages for everyone? Anything that's coming through right now that you feel that you'd like to share?
No matter whatever I share, I mean, it's always going to be a personal perception. So no matter what anyone says, always question it. Know that everybody's window of life is very, very different. But having said that, there are 27 emotions as per Wikipedia in the human body. And I think the most primal of them, we all feel, or we all know. It's we should not have imaginary barriers in our head of not deciding to reach out, thinking that somebody else will not get you. They might not get you in your physical specifics of, what the color of your wall was, but they will know how much your heart ached when you went through something like that, because you can only feel that much. So connect to people when you feel shit. It's good to ask for help. And don't drive yourself crazy, because then you'll be driving others crazy, which is not a cool thing to do either. Yeah, that's about it.
And where can everyone reach you?
Oh, you can reach me on Instagram. You can reach me at my email. And and if you don't find me, ask Daniel. He'll guide you.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and include those in the show notes. And I mean, I would just like to thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
It's so much fun.
Absolutely fascinating. Just talking to you, it gives me a different prism to view the world through and to learn more about my experience.
I'm so glad.
I mean, I say this with all seriousness right now. Like, this is not a joke. If you ever find yourself putting on a retreat, like in a desert or something like that, I'll be there, because I could just imagine what it would be like to see you pick up a handful of sand and then start talking about that sand. The philosophy of all of it. It's just, it's fascinating listening to you talk. And I get so excited listening to your stories. And I mean, not that I take, you know what I mean? That's, foot in mouth right now, but like, this is someone who could pick up a handful of sand and find the meaning of life. So
life is funny. I think everything is talking to you if you're listening.
Yeah, I would just, again, really like to thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And
thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me. It's always been very, very honest and funny.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I can't wait to see where the rest of your journey takes you. And I'm glad you're still here.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I always finish these by saying, yay.
Yay.
Fellow time travelers, your journey through time awaits you. Just want to thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're interested in discovering who, when, and where you have been throughout time, and you'd like to book a sesh with me, just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist, or you can reach me through my website, yourpastliferegressionist.com.